Hello world, this is WLN World Live News. We have just gotten confirmation that the island of Okinawa, the Okinawa War, has been over, but the war still continues. There was still no indication that the military government of Japan would surrender. If Japan would produce staggering casualties for our fighting men and Japanese civilians, the world's first atomic bomb had been successfully detonated. A new option was available that would allow the U.S. to avoid the bloodbath that would surely issue if we invaded Japan. The grueling punishment and devastation losses experienced on Okinawa would help to sway that decision. So let's talk about the Okinawa War a little bit, in case those of you haven't remembered. On the morning of April 1st, 1945, only a couple months ago, the U.S. decided to try and take over Okinawa Island because it was large enough and close enough to Japan to serve as a base for the invasion. On the morning of April 1st, American Marines and soldiers landed on the beaches along a 5-mile stretch of coast near the island's 2 airfields. Similar to their experiences at Iwo Jima, even the airfields were easily taken by airplanes, but as they moved inland, they met with fierce attacks from the enemy hidden in caves, tunnels, and camouflaged pillboxes. The Japanese defenders of Okinawa knew they had no hope of winning the battle, but they hoped to make U.S. forces pay so dearly for victory that the United States would be willing to negotiate surrender terms more acceptable to the Japanese. So what does that mean for us? Well, while the U.S. Marines and soldiers faced the fury of an unseen enemy on the island, our naval vessels offshore faced the devastating attacks of Japanese kamikaze or suicide pilots. So while we were trying to go on the island and attack all these people, we were also trying to attack from the seas, but the Japanese were just killing us. Almost 2,000 suicide attacks damaged more than 260 ships. So these people strapped themselves up to bombs and blew themselves up just to kill us, the U.S. The kamikaze pilots wreaked enormous damage because they turned their planes into smart bombs that could steer directly into parts of ships that would produce the most damage. Almost 5,000 seamen lost their lives because of these attacks. They put bombs in planes and made these planes purposely so that they could fly these planes into our U.S. ships and just blow them up. By the end of May, thousands of Japanese and Okinawans had been killed, but the fighting continued through June 21st. More than 7,600 American Marines and soldiers had died in that battle. Only a couple months ago, all of these people died. We need your help. We need you to come by bonds and help save food and just be great American citizens. You can help us by buying food for the soldiers or not wasting food. Again, the Battle of Okinawa is over, but the war still continues. We are still in World War II. There is still no indication that the military government of Japan is going to surrender. We are fighting for our lives at this moment, but we are still ahead in the war. And the first atomic bomb was successfully detonated a couple days ago, and new options are available for the military service. Thank you. Please tune in again tomorrow.